started. We are going to just jump right back into this.
Yep. All right, guys, this is Game 5. We're doing a rematch due to technical difficulties, and NesTea and Squirtle are going to get another shot here to close it out and go on to the grand finals. Once again, this is for $40,000. So excited, man. Can't wait to see how this is going to conclude.
Well, this isn't quite for $40,000 just yet.
Well, to go on to the grand finals for $40,000.
Indeed, indeed. We're almost there. This is for $16,000, I believe.
Yes, for $16,000. All right, at the top right-hand position, we've redone the game. Let's hear it one more time for NesTea. And at the bottom right-hand corner here, Squirtle rematching his opponent, NesTea. He's at the bottom right-hand corner. Let's hear it one time for him.
Squirtle, once again, getting the great spawn. Yeah. Should he choose to use it, he can tuck those Colossus in behind the natural, start picking off those drones. Just a really, it doesn't always happen, but if the situation presents itself, it's just one of those things on the map that he could choose to take advantage of.
Yeah, getting a little bit of luck on his side here, because in the last game he was slightly ahead. You know, he had the advantage.
Oh, absolutely,
they have
absolutely.
A rematch now, so he gets a little bit of luck, lady luck back on his side here with the nice spawns. He's going to send the probe already over to the top right, gets an immediate scout on NesTea. And right now, NesTea's saving up his money, has not produced any more drones, and a good indicator he's going to drop the 14 pool.
Yep, and there is the 14 pool. Now, same exact build, it looks like, coming out of Squirtle here. He does have that pylon at the front. He will start to wall that off and get that Nexus going. Now, last game, Squirtle going with that really aggressive 7-gate. He also got the Stargate, built that single Void Ray, which ended up paying dividends. That one Void Ray had something like 16 or 17 roach kills in and of itself.
All right, well, got a little scouting pattern going on there to block the hatchery. And, you know, I would expect to see Squirtle once again. Yeah, he's got the Forge Fast Expand going down. He might throw that pylon here to block that hatchery as well. And NesTea's going to have to make a decision. If it gets blocked, he's actually going to have to get that hatchery all the way at the 12 o'clock position, which is so disjointed from his main. He's going to have a really hard time keeping his, you know, everything together when the bases are so far separated like that. He can also, of course, get the Zerglings over here, kill off the pylon, but that probe could make another pylon or can make a gateway or cybercore here to further delay that hatchery.
Yeah, hopefully NesTea doesn't make 8 Zerglings again this time around. I wasn't sure exactly why he made those 8 Zerglings last time. Maybe he was worried about some sort of a proxy or something like that, but this time sticking to his guns, only making 4, and he has double gas going up right now.
Whoa.
Off one base?
This is kind of weird. Now, can you check from Repaint User to see if Squirtle has vision of the double gas?
I don't believe that he
does.
There
before?
No, but he does have a probe outside the base. It's going to make its way in. It looks like no, it doesn't make it past the Zerglings.
You know, this is really, really intriguing to me.
It's got to be a Baneling bust.
Well,
it's got to be a Baneling bust.
He's going to have so much extra gas here. That allows him to rush the Baneling nest, rush the Banelings
Absolutely,
right away.
And he's going for a Baneling bust.
Extremely fast Baneling bust, exactly. And then he can pull the drones off gas later when he doesn't need that much gas intake. Because to do the Baneling bust, you don't need this much gas intake, but to get up there right away, this certainly does help.
Yeah, he's still droning up at the moment. Hasn't dropped the Baneling nest yet. Has accumulated 100. Oh, no, actually, he's grabbing speed. So, look, okay, yes, it's still going to be a Baneling bust, I believe. He's just waiting. It's going to be a little bit of an eco Baneling bust. He's going to build up his economy a little bit, and then very similar to, he cannot allow that probe to get into the main. That is a disaster.
But he has 2 queens already at the front door. It is unlikely that probe is going to be able to make it in here unless Squirtle can do some nice jukes, but no, can't thread the needle, and it gets picked off, so the double gas goes undetected.
And there's the Baneling nest. It looks like NesTea is going to try and drive this one home very quickly. He's using a very risky build here, but he's not messing around. He's going for the throat.
It's pretty much all in at this point from NesTea. He's going to have a horde of Banelings crashing through the front door in the next couple of minutes. We also have a Stargate coming up from Squirtle. And how do you feel about that Stargate here against this Baneling bust?
Well, you know, the Stargate can potentially help out quite a bit if he's able to get a Void Ray out, but he needs to see it coming ahead of time, and he needs to start dropping buildings everywhere. And another problem here is that he didn't full wall. He still has that gap in his wall and only a single cannon right now.
Yeah, and I actually think that Stargate is pretty terrible because Banelings, the Void Ray is going to take forever to kill off Zerglings and Banelings, and by the time it does, they already have detonated on his buildings, on his probes, so this doesn't look very safe for Squirtle at all. He's going to have to fill up those gaps like just holding up the sentry, man.
The one redeeming quality of the Void Ray is that, and we do have a Zealot getting picked off here, and every little bit helps NesTea out right now. That Zealot was actually going to be very important. Here comes the full wall. He does have a sentry as well. He needs to get another sentry out immediately.
Exactly. Supply blocked right now. NesTea blocked at 44, just cleared that capacity, beginning to make the Banelings, but one of them is in vision! Squirtle sees the Banelings, and now he's got to know. Makes one Baneling at your front door. That's a horde of Banelings.
And he's going to charge up the Void Ray on the Overlord. If he can maintain the charge on his own buildings, he needs to keep the charge alive. He can't lose the charge.
And here come the Banelings. The force field comes down at a critical time. A second force field as well. And all these Banelings are detonating on the fodder buildings, meaning that these probes will stay alive.
What a beautiful hold there from Squirtle. Yes. What a beautiful hold from Squirtle.
Yeah, excellent. An excellent hold. Did not lose any of his probes, I don't believe. And he's now only have to deal with two Zerglings inside his base. That's not a major threat. And now really NesTea just committed. He blew everything at Squirtle. He's going to have to figure out how to transition out of this when he is at 24 drones and his opponent has 39 probes.
Oh no, it looks like NesTea's actually following this up with even more Zerglings. Yeah. He's trying to drone up behind it a little bit. Can those Zerglings get in? The Forge is so low. Can he take out the Forge and get into the mineral line? No. Oh, he does.
He gets inside. He gets inside. He leaks around the gateway that was going to go up, and now the Zerglings have found their way into the main. That's actually a lot of Zerglings pain user. He can do a ton of damage with these.
Yeah, but that is so many probes. Yeah. He needs to run from those probes. The Sentry and the Void Ray tracking down those Zerglings.
You know what he should do right now is split the Zerglings, try to hide a couple in the fog of war and make some Banelings. That's what I would try to do right now to get back in this game, because he's got to take risks. He's got to gamble.
I agree. But at this level, a player like Squirtle will know that those Banelings are more for the corner of his
he's hot on their trail right now. He'll see if those Zerglings try to hide in any of the corners. And now the Zergling number has dwindled so much that really you can't do that. There's only 3 left. They're going to pick off a probe here or there. Maybe one more. No, it will not.
And how about a round of applause for Squirtle for holding that off? Wow. What a good hold.
Well, you do also have to say that Squirtle got a little bit of a tip by the Baneling being morphed out right just on the edge of his vision. And NesTea just getting a little bit too close to those Banelings. That was a huge mistake. What am I saying, man?
Yeah, that was a huge mistake.
Speaking of huge mistakes, here's Squirtle with a bunch of idle workers, 9 probes idling right now, and that's not good. He's got to get those workers back to work. There's a Void Ray also flying into the main, but already a Spore Crawler up and plenty of Queens.
Oh, he might be able to figure out that Void Ray. It's getting into the deep red. Oh, close
And the probes go back to work.
Now, we do have Squirtle up to 4 Warp Gates here. He does have that Stargate as well. He's getting additional Phoenixes now. Both players dead even on Harvesters.
I'm actually kind of shocked because NesTea has been able to get his economy back up. He's at 50 workers right now to 50 probes. If he can get some more going, if he can saturate that third base, you know what? He's not entirely out of it yet. There is a Void Ray here, but the Spore Crawler and Queen should be able to deflect that. And looks like Void Ray's just going to concede itself to taking out Zelnaga Towers early.
Well, the problem here is that the eventual push that is going to come from Squirtle, and
that Phoenix almost saw that hatchery. It's pretty much hidden right now.
I'm surprised he actually didn't fly by that directly. I mean, interesting he skipped that waypoint right there.
Spire coming up right now as well. All the Overlords realizing there's a Phoenix on the map now, trying to group around the Spore Crawler where they are safe. That Phoenix,
and
once again, able to click the building. That's huge too, because he might not have seen that there was a Spire.
And once again, Squirtle with a brilliant read here. He's continuing to produce Phoenixes. He's chrono boosting them. He's going to have 4 Phoenixes by the time he even makes the Muta transition.
Yeah.
He is reading NesTea like a book.
Yeah, he pretty much, I think, knows that there's a Spire coming here. And the Mutas are going to come out pretty soon, but there's already 4 Phoenix on the field. You know, I don't even know if NesTea should commit to Mutas, considering there's already Phoenix out there.
I don't think he knows that the Phoenix are out there right now.
Well,
he's about to find out now, though. And he's evacuating. Flee, run for the hills, run for the hills.
And both the Queens get elevated by the Phoenixes. And now the Sentries and the Forces combine, take him out. Oh my god, Drone's getting caught by quad force fields.
Too much damage sustained here. I don't know if NesTea can recover. He is taking such a hit here. He's going to lose the third. He's losing drones. Oh my goodness, his tournament life on the line right now. Yeah, he can't be making mistakes like this.
This is pretty much it, man. If NesTea loses this game, he is out of the tournament. He's going to have to settle for $7,000, trying to muster up some army right now, but his hatchery at the 12 is going to fall. And Squirtle is in such a commanding position. If he was upset earlier about the restart, I think he's pretty happy now.
I mean, Squirtle just showcasing some brilliant Protoss play here. I mean, he's a step ahead of NesTea at every turn, and I never thought I would be saying that. NesTea usually a step ahead of his opponent. It's amazing. He's really he knows NesTea's style so well.
Those Zerglings can pick off the sentries, or at least force out some force fields.
Beautiful force fields.
Send the force fields down to block the roaches. Very nice, and he is going to burrow those roaches.
Yeah, he doesn't want him to get picked up by those Void Ray, or picked up by those Phoenixes and liquidated by that Void Ray. Now that Void Ray just moving in again here is going to deny the third once again. There is a drone over there on the way to the third, and it looks like he's just going to leave that Void Ray. And once again, we have a Void Ray with 19 kills. The single Void Ray. Squirtle able to utilize it so well. Oh no, drones getting picked off at the natural here.
Those 5 Phoenix have so much energy saved up, they can Graviton Beam for days. They will focus the Queen down first and don't have to worry about any anti-air any longer, except there seems to be a Spore Crawler on its way, but it can't be made for some reason. Finally, the Spore Crawler was uprooted and sent over, and now that it's going to root down, it looks like the Phoenix is going to be ordered away, but not after plenty of drones have gone down.
15 drones have gone down, and if we look at the army supply, it looks to be in Squirtle's favor. Squirtle is also taking his third right now before NesTea. NesTea has a large army of roaches and lings making their way over to the third. I don't know if now is the right time for him to engage. I just don't think he has enough.
He's sending the Zerglings over the Nexus Pingers. He forces the cancel.
Very nice.
And he needed to do that so badly. He can't let the Protoss get to 3 bases on Tal'Darim. He's got to try to limit Squirtle on 2 bases for as long as possible. He may be coming in for a big play, coming with roaches in the left, the Zerglings on the right. Once again, delaying the Nexus, and he's gotten the Zerglings trapped here. He's got to try to get out. And I love how he left the Zergling burrowed there as well. That's going to force an observer, if there isn't one on the field already, to deal with that burrowed Zergling.
And there is not an observer on the field, and nor is there an observer in production right now. Ooh, and here comes the Muta switch from NesTea. Will it be enough? We do still have 5 Phoenixes on the field, and there are quite a few Stalkers. He also has weapons level 2 about to finish here, so those Mutalisks are going to be so weak.
Yeah, you know what? The Phoenix already on the field here can handle this amount of Phoenix, I think. And we'll see if NesTea decides to send those Mutas into attack, or what he's going to do with these, because I find the Muta switch kind of interesting. It's very difficult to deal with Phoenix when they're already out on the field. We'll have to see how NesTea plays this, but he's going to lose potentially another Extractor. Following that, also a Hatchery. Right now, he's got to worry about this push, though. That is such a large Protoss army, and NesTea just doesn't have the troops necessary to deal with that. I would venture that if Squirtle attacked right now, I don't know if NesTea could hold this off.
I don't know that he could hold it off either, and NesTea is being chased off creep. It looks like his units might get isolated in the bottom left-hand corner. This could be a disaster. He has nowhere to run. He has nowhere to hide. The Mutalisks in the main harassing the probes, getting some probe kills, but is it enough?
I can't believe Squirtle just let those roaches go. He's pulling everything back to deal with these Mutas, but he's also not mind-throwing his Phoenix, letting them get picked off by the Mutalisks. And Squirtle making a mistake there. He could have
but
cornered.
NesTea flies directly over the Photon Cannons, takes additional Mutilosses there, and his Mutapack has been whittled down to half the size of its original.
You know, I think Squirtle could have cornered those Roaches and Zerglings in the bottom left-hand corner. He could have brought an Observer there to deal with Burrow as well. I'm surprised he let that army off the hook, because now it's going to be able to get the freedom in the middle of the map it needs. But right now, Squirtle, he might be just so far ahead it doesn't matter. He's about to kill off the natural, and NesTea bringing back his forces. He does have creep. I don't think it's going to be enough to deal with these Stalkers and Immortals, though.
It may or may not be. We'll have to see. The Mutalisks trying to take out all the Stalkers. Is it going to be enough? More Mutalisks rallying out of the hatcheries. Zerglings as well, pulling Queens off the lines here.
To take this victory and go to the Grand Finals, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to have a Squirtle versus a live Grand Finals here for IPL4.
Oh my goodness, there it is. GG is called, and Squirtle's going to be moving on to the Grand Finals.
Absolutely insane set of games.
What a series between these two. Squirtle leaning back with a sigh of relief. Happy to have won that series. Must have been flustered about the regame.
Yep.
Ultimately ends up winning it anyway. Congratulations to Squirtle. Excellent work. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and listening. You guys here in the audience have been great. Me and HD are done for the night. We truly appreciate all of you and your support throughout the entire weekend. Thank you so much, guys, and we will see you next time.
The new AMD A-Series APUs give you discrete level graphics and multi-core CPU power, all on one chip.